What would you do if your greatest fear suddenly became your reality, and the only weapon you had was your faith? For Daniel, this wasn't a metaphor. He stood face to face with death trapped in a den of lions, surrounded by power, politics, and envy. But what happened next wasn't just a miracle. It was a revelation! One that still speaks directly to the heart of every believer today. Because whether you're facing a difficult diagnosis, a broken relationship, or a collapsing world, we all have our own lion's dens. And in those moments, your faith isn't just tested, it's proven. Daniel lived in a foreign empire, first Babylon, then Persia, serving faithfully under King Darius. His excellence and integrity made him stand out, but they also made him a target. A group of jealous officials conspired against him. They couldn't find any fault in his work, so they attacked the one thing they knew he'd never compromise: his devotion to God. They persuaded the king to sign a law stating that anyone who prays to any god or human other than the king for 30 days shall be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel knew it was a trap. He knew the cost. But scripture says he went home, knelt down as usual, and prayed 3 times a day, giving thanks to God, just as he had always done. Faith didn't make Daniel reckless. It made him resolute. He didn't pray because he wasn't afraid. He prayed because he trusted more than he feared. When his prayer was discovered, Daniel was brought before the king. Though Darius loved him, the law could not be reversed. That night, the stone was rolled over the den. The king fasted and wept, while Daniel descended into darkness, surrounded by lions whose growls echoed like thunder. Imagine that silence, the fear, the sound of claws on stone. And yet, Daniel rested. Because faith isn't the absence of fear. It's peace in the presence of danger. As the night passed, God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths. Daniel was untouched. At sunrise, when King Darius rushed to the den and cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you?" A calm voice replied, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions." Faith turned fear into testimony, and Daniel's obedience became a declaration for generations. You may not face a pit of lions, but you face things just as fierce. The pressure to fit in, the fear of failure, the silence of unanswered prayers, the loneliness of standing for what's right when everyone else bows to convenience. Our lion's dens are digital, emotional, and spiritual, but the fight is the same. Faith today doesn't always work. Sometimes it simply stands. It says, even if I lose the job, I will not lose my integrity. Even if no one understands, I will still pray. Even if God feels silent, I will trust that he's near. True courage isn't built in comfort. It's revealed in crisis. So how do we live that kind of faith today? Here are some simple, practical ways. Start your day with gratitude, thanking God for what you already have. Pray before you react, especially when the pressure rises. Reach out to someone who's struggling and encourage them. Stand for truth even when it costs you comfort or popularity. And find stillness. Like Daniel, anchored your soul in quiet prayer, even roars. These are the modern acts of faith that tame the lions of fear and doubt. Daniel's story isn't just about survival. It's about surrender to a God who rules over lions and kings alike. So, today, ask yourself, what is your lion's den? Where is God asking you to stand firm, to trust deeper, to pray louder, even when it feels impossible? Courageous faith doesn't promise you'll avoid the den. It promises that you'll never face it alone. Because the same God who shut the lions' mouths for Daniel still shuts the mouths of fear today. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, hit like, leave a comment, sharing your own Lion's Den moment, and share this with someone who needs courage today. Don't forget to subscribe to Strive for Excellence for weekly motivational and faith-filled stories like this. Your greatness is already within you. Let's grow it together!